All right, I'm back. I'm on Southcoast tournament. I'm on hole number 3. It's in Monday's practice round. I was so tired I had to take a nap. So let's go to Golf Clash Notebook and check out hole number 3. So my notes here say, still working these holes. So I got QB, Kingmaker, Sniper. Let's see on this hole. Trying to get down into here. I do like, so if you want to get over to this area over here, QB, Kingmaker. And I think if you want to get over into this area, it's going to be, I'm going to try this and I'm going to see, I don't know that I can get over with, with a big topper because it sure would be nice to run that, but I'm going to try it. I'm going to bring a power 3 ball and see what I can do over here and what kind of distances I can get. I may actually time out and try distances with all the balls with a big topper just to see if the big topper will work over here. The only problem that I have with the big topper over here is that the club is so inaccurate. It's really going to be easy to hit the first landing and the second landing, but that where you end up down here on the end, it's going to be difficult to control that. I mean, we're going to have to really set the shot up right in order for it to go all the way to the end with a big topper and not end up in the rough on either side where we get off angle. And the extra mile might be a little bit better, but I do believe when I took this shot over here, in order to get over, I had to do a max overpower shot. So I'm not sure that we can even get over here with a big topper. I think this might just be an extra mile hole. But we could up it to a power 4 ball and try and get further down into that hole. Now where I was out up in here, I was in my long iron range versus your wood over here. So this is an advantage. If you're only able to get out into this area and you're still in your wood range, I would definitely take this shot. And if you're consistently in the tournaments, if you're, in the 50s, if your average finishing round is somewhere in the 50s, I would not risk my round here. You're trying to pick up just a shot or two to put yourself in the 30s or the 20s. I would definitely play this over here. It's a beautiful shot, easy to land over here, nice run to the green. Just bring a big enough ball. If you use a quarterback to get down in here and you're using a katana or a kingmaker, you're going to have more than enough ball to get up in here. But I think I'm going to try this shot because the people that are at the top of the brackets, if you can get down here into your short iron range, that's going to give you a significant advantage to try and get albatross on this hole as opposed to taking this long iron shot. So I think if for those of us that are playing consistently in the top 10, we almost have to get down in here. Now, if I can't get down in here consistently and I I end up in a bad area, I may switch to this shot just so that I have a beautiful albatross shot every time. But this will be one of those things that I kind of have to work on as the week goes on too, and just feel when the opening round comes, I will definitely have to pick a pony on which way I'm going to run that. I'm going to start off with my number 1 bag, and I'm going to switch my Saturn out for my backbone. But I do think if I come here with a wood, if I ended up in my wood range on that side, I think my Guardian will work a little bit better, because I think if we end up having to do a wood shot, we're going to be a little pinched, and the Guardian's going to give me options to be able to move a little bit closer and just apply more backspin. If I'm in my long iron range, which is where I was at last time, I was right there at the transition between them, but I left a ton of distance on the table on that. So let's look at balls here. I'm going to start with a Kingmaker ball just to get started, but let's look at power 4 balls and what my options would be. I'm not necessarily sure that we need to pull out a power 5 ball on this. I want to work my way up to a power 5. So here's a power wind 2, side spin 3, and we'll have to look at the side spin to see whether or not we need to bring a 3 side spin ball. A 2 side spin might be enough. 4 power. This one's 1, 2, 4. This one's going to get us even a little more distance because of the wind. So a gingerbread ball might be a good ball to pick. It's power 5. And I really don't want to use those Kingmaker X's. Those are awesome balls for a lot of different types of holes. I think this is a power 5 ball as well. These two are wind balls. think this is a power, it's a low wind. I think that's a power 3. This is a power 4. All of these power 4s have 3 side spin on them. What's the deal? I don't think one side spin might not be enough, but I don't want to drop the wind down that much. Hopefully we can use the wind with us. I could use a shell ball on this. I'd like to find one that's 1, 2, 4. Yeah, that's the 3 ones. 1, 2, 4. 3, 2, 4. We're back into our normal ball. So I guess if we use this firework ball would probably work. That'd be the same as our Titan, but it'd get us 1 extra power. So if the Kingmaker's not cutting it, or if the Titan's not cutting it, I'm going to switch to a Titan because I'm going to use that wind, and I don't think I need more than 2 side spins. So let's go check the hole out. Let's pick our bag first here. I'm going to start off with the Guardian and use this bag, but I want to see if I can get into my big topper range. Let me switch this bag up a little. So I'll make it the same as the other bag, only it's a big topper, and we'll see. Let's go at it with a 3 power ball first and see where our distances are. Let's start off with the big topper. All right. Now that I've spent 5 minutes messing around on the beginning of the hole, I like it when we get new holes. The thing that I really liked, especially when I first started playing, the last tournament, the Vintage Open, the Vineyard Acres, when those came out and they were all brand new holes, what was cool is I started about 2.5 months after the game started, and those were the first holes that came out where I was on the same playing field as everybody else. Everybody else was learning how to play those holes at the same time I was learning. I don't think we're going to be able to get up there with our big topper. And I'm going to try this with a 3 power ball. And last time I used a Kingmaker and I didn't get all the wind with it. We got a 4-1 wind. Let's try it from that spot right there. I'm not going to put a whole lot of curl on it. Oh, and I hit it way great to the left. I had a little bit of room. See how far that rolls. Yeah, I think we'd have to use a 5 power ball in order to get out there any farther. And it'll be difficult there too, because where we are landing here, the ball's wanting to go towards the edge right there. And so we're going to have to start off way out here on this edge so that we can apply curl. If you leave it right here in the middle where I had it shooting straight forward and you put any curl on it, there's a good chance you're going to clip the rough on that corner up there. So I'll have to pull it off more to the right. So in my other account, I don't have any 5 power balls, I don't think. Oh, stay out of that rough. Whew. You don't want to end up in the rough out here. That is the killer. You end up in the rough up there, you're in big, big trouble. So we're fully in my Guardian range. So there's the long iron. So I really haven't bettered my shot than what I would have had if I was out here. So unless we want to bring out a bigger power ball to get out here further. So right here is our transition. So you can figure from right here to here is our long iron range. If we can get up into here, we're going to be in our short iron range. In order to achieve that, we're going to have to bring a bigger power ball. There's just no two ways about it. And we're right at the red line, right at minimum club. And this is where the side spin would come in handy, is on this shot right here. So minimum club's about 1.5 per ring, so we're not even going to be able to do anything on that. Man, I really don't like that spot. And I'm going to have to make a note here on my card. If we come from that direction, it will have to be. So if we do the extra mile shot, it's going to have to be a Kingmaker or a 3-side spin ball. So if we're using one of the 4 or 5 power balls to get way down in there, we'd want to give ourselves the options at the end. Our opponent's barely made it on. Okay, so there's the red line. I got a 3-1 wind, so I got to get in front of that in order to be able to adjust the wind out. We're at 1-5. I'm going to do just a 2-ring pull. Hitting it perfect. Let's see where it lands. That's pretty close to where I put it. Could have used a little more backspin there. But that was in the right range. So if we're in our Guardian right there, we're looking at about 1.5 per ring. I'm going to try that shot with a couple different balls to see if I can get out there. But if I can't consistently get out there and drop a club and get into long iron, or if I can't get it all the way to the end out there where I have a short iron shot, or at least a go at the short iron, it's not any better. You're almost wasting equipment. You're almost wasting those balls just to get out there and have that shot. And this is the hardest side to come at this because of the sand trap. You know, the perfect spot to put the ball in order to get the distance away from the hole is right where the sand trap is. So if I can't get out there and get into my short iron range, it's really not worth the risk. And what you're going to find is a lot of people are going to go for that and not make it. And it would be better to just do the layup shot out there and come at it with a sniper and give myself a really good shot at Albie, running it up to it. That way you don't have to use any backspin. The wind looks like it's actually, if you hit from that other side over there, the wind actually looks like it's going with it. So not only is it going to be a great Albie from that other side. Now let's go back and look at the hole here. Good game. Exit out of that. Let's go back and look at this hole real quick. So it looked to me like the wind was going in this direction on this drive shot. So that means if you laid it up out here, your second shot to go for the green, to go for albatross, the wind's actually going with you. So it's always good when you can, like this shot might be perfect over here, but now we have a short iron shot going into the green. We're going to have wind going this direction, and we're trying to go this way. So it's really hard when you have pure side wind on a shot that you're trying to put into the green, because the wind adjustment has got to be spot on. But if we're down in this area down here at the tip and the wind's going in this direction, our next shot, we've got the wind with us. So as long as we can get lined up with the hole and don't come in with too much speed, it's going to be a lot easier to get that in there. So I'm going to play this 1 or 2 more times where I'm trying to get out into here and see if I can consistently get out of my long iron range so that I can see what that shot looks like. And I do believe that I'm going to have to use this little peninsula in order to get to the hole. As I may be able to bounce over here and run it in, but if the wind's blowing in this direction, this is going to be a difficult shot. So I may, by the time opening round comes along, even though you could get way down here and that's a beautiful deal, I think there's going to be a lot of people that are going to end up short shooting and, like our opponent, barely be able to limp on, or they're going to end up out here in the rough and they're going to be sunk. So I'm going to try this a couple more times, but this right here is looking like it might be the shot. All right, that was hole number 3 of the Southcoast tournament and Monday's qualifying round. Thanks for watching.